There are 8 worldly conditions that revolve around this world, and the world revolves around these 8 worldly conditions. We cannot travel back in time and fix our mistakes.
And because we are choosing to do these things, there will be consequences. Our Supreme Buddha taught us that consuming alcohol, drinks, and drugs, when engaged, repeatedly pursued, and frequently done, leads to rebirth in the hell world, animal world, and ghost world.
Namo Buddhaya. You have now come to the World News and Buddha's Great Message session, where we read news that happens around the world and what lessons we can learn from these news, according to the Supreme Buddha's teachings. My name is Tanuli, and today I'm here with Dhamma. Have you ever been accused of something you haven't done? Yes, I think we all have. No one likes being wrongly accused. This human life is a mixture of happiness and suffering. There are 8 worldly conditions that revolve around this world, and the world revolves around these 8 worldly conditions. What are they? Gain, loss, fame, disrepute, blame, praise, happiness, suffering, and pain. Let's see the news now. The mayor of Vancouver says he's appalled that police officers wrongfully detained and handcuffed a retired British Columbia Supreme Court justice out for a walk on Friday morning. A retired judge says he was walking around Stanley Park during his morning walk on Friday when 2 police vehicles pulled up nearby and about 5 officers approached him. They said that they got a complaint about someone fitting my description, and before I could say anything, they told me to put my hands behind my back and they shackled me with handcuffs, he told CBC News. He said he told the officers he was a retired judge and they released him from the handcuffs about after a minute. Vancouver police have apologized. If you get accused of something you haven't done, don't be upset, don't blame others, be patient. We should face these 8 worldly conditions with a confident mind. The secret to doing this is knowing and understanding things as they really are. Things that we experience around us are impermanent, like fruit hanging from a tree. If something is impermanent, it is subject to suffering. If something is suffering, it is not under our control. So, there is no reason of getting upset. Try to understand this true nature. Another thing we can learn from this story is that, in the end, the police have apologized. Likewise, if you wrongly accuse someone, the best thing to do is admit to your mistake and apologize. We cannot travel back in time and fix our mistakes. We are not perfect, but when we apologize, we are saying that we are sorry for the hurt we caused. After that, we can correct ourselves and make sure not to repeat the same mistake again in the future.
Namo Buddhaya. My name is Dhamma. As we go about our day-to-day lives, we are constantly making choices about what to do and what not to do, even if we don't realize we are really making these choices. And because we are choosing to do these things, there will be consequences, either in this life, our next life, or some future life. Some of these actions will determine where we are reborn, and some will determine the quality of life in a particular destination. Our Supreme Buddha taught us that consuming alcohol, drinks, and drugs, when engaged, repeatedly pursued, and frequently done, leads to rebirth in the hell world, animal world, and ghost world. The mildest consequence of consuming alcohol, drinks, and drugs is being reborn as a human. It leads to madness. Drug dealers were caught with cocaine with a street value of 500,000 euros after undertaking a police patrol car as they sped along a motorway hard shoulder. The 2 dealers used the hard shoulder to avoid queuing on the M6 near Junction 7 in the West Midlands, but they sped past a patrol car and drove away at 100 miles per hour when the police asked them to stop. Some people drinking alcohol have become a symbol of status in society and in their homes. They display their bottles of liquor on lighted shelves, showing them off like trophies. They may have a good intention to treat their guests to something special, but the Supreme Buddha understood that although people are drawn to the lowly pleasure of consuming alcohol, the suffering that comes from this is much more powerful and lasts a long time. So as we go about life, making choices about what to do and what not to do, we must always remember that the harmful actions we do can directly influence where we take rebirth after this life. And even if we're fortunate enough to take rebirth in the human world, we still may have not escaped the negative consequences. May we all reflect wisely on our actions and make good choices that benefit us in this life and benefit us in our next life, and lead us to experiencing the supreme bliss of Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. We'll see you all next week. Teruvan Saranai. Namo Buddhaya.